matters, man? What are you gonna do? You gonna take it with you? You gonna take all your riches to heaven? Could you imagine if there is a God waiting for you? And you're watching an instant replay of your life? And when you look back on that life you lived, and you imagine yourself sitting before God and then playing those nasty videos you've made of yourself along the way. Those good people that came into your life that you drove off for power and control because their influence was comparable to yours. And at the end of the day, being the person they listen to is far more important to you than having them listen to truth. You think about that human motivation a lot, and it comes from such a weak place, from insecurity, from never having the strength inside of you to just say what you think, and allowing that to change and grow over time, man. To be present, to be right here, right now. Because if you're afraid to say the things that you think, then you probably shouldn't be thinking those things anyways. If there's things that you can say to yourself privately but you can't say out loud, well, you're lacking courage, or you know innately that you have accepted ideas that even you don't believe. But for the sake of pride and being right, you're gonna attack people for having beliefs that they actually believe. Believe in God, believe in love, believe in friends. Let loyalty be your guiding star. Say what you think and feel, but your next action needs to be the right action, regardless of who you're doing it for. There's no revenge. There's no getting back at somebody with an action. There's no building a life around hate. There's no good that comes from any of those things. But you can be a rock, you can be a stone, you can be steadfast, you can be willing to accept when you're wrong. And that's been a big one for me. Understanding that there's a lot of me that had to be dispensed with for me to blossom into something that was more like somebody that I could love and respect, and less like the people and ideas that I adopted along the way for popularity because they were safe and I was a coward. And you'll never find me sitting in a cowardice position again. You'll never find me behind your back doing something nefarious. And if I have something to say, well, I'll tell everybody. And I hope that makes me a man of conviction and not one of resentment and hate. Though there's people out there that I've done a lot for and feel like, God, really? I've been there for these folks, and they're supposed to be your children. And I've been your soldier, God. And yet you have me out here in the desert. Wow. While people who have found a way to get their short-term gains are enjoying the fruits, this too shall pass. Because apples don't fall far from the tree. And patterns of behavior tend to repeat themselves over and over again. And God watches that. What's the pattern of your life? I sure hope that each and every one of you look deep inside yourselves and try to figure out, who am I? What am I doing here? And how can I be of service? And when you figure that out, you're going to find a lot of joy in yourself, that you can sleep well with at night, that you can be confident because you're competent. And that's where confidence comes from, competence. Not spouting a bunch of things that you were told to think that are popular ideas that you're going to go out and say so you can be liked. That's the most insecure mentality a human can have. And so today, on this gloomy, cloudy day, I would like all of you to do something brave today and just say something that you actually think. And say that thing that you think you're going to get the most retribution for. As long as it's real and you really, really, really feel it deep inside that it's true, say it. And then be willing to change when you learn that the consequences of that thought weren't actually what you wanted. They were good in their principle and their idea, but when you applied them, they didn't actually work. It's refreshing, actually. It's refreshing. Instead of grabbing fiercely onto, I'm right, and grab onto, I want to be better. And in that, a whole new person will blossom. And then God will be in charge instead of you. And then you start serving a purpose on this planet that is worth serving. Because more zeros in a bank account will never make you happy. But if you're really a happy person, you'd be happy with friends, without friends, with a bank account, without a bank account, with a business, without a business, with a home, or homeless. No one can steal your happiness from you when you know deep down inside what you're doing is the next right thing. Cheers. God bless all of you.